Morning everybody, this is Mr. Dakota from St. Paul High School in Worcester, Mass. This video is for my geometry classes, A, C, and E periods. One of the things I wanted to mention about going fully remote schedule for the next 2 weeks until the 11th is please watch these videos during your normally scheduled class time. On the LMS, I did put out the St. Paul fully remote model, virtual model. I asked you to download it and print it. Remember, on Mondays, you're only seeing A, B, C, and D class, and on Tuesdays, you're seeing E, F, and G at certain times. So please make sure that whenever you have my class, this is when you're watching the videos. I have to take attendance, and the way I can take attendance is to make sure that you use the Google Forms. If you have not using the Google Forms, I will mark you absent, and if you miss 2 classes that whole day, you're considered an absence. So the key is to please watch these videos during your normally scheduled time. It is imperative. Do not watch them before, do not watch them after. It has to be during your normally scheduled time. Okay, with that being said, I want to quickly review section 4.1, and then we'll go over to 4.2. Section 4.1, congruent polygons have congruent corresponding parts, they're matching sides and angles. So let's take a look here. Here are 2 congruent polygons. To the right, I have Q, Y, P, B. To the left, I have B, X, A, C. Now notice that the way it is written, the names of the polygons is by the corresponding parts. So angle Q matches up with B. Angle Y with X, A with P, C with B. And it's also their side lengths. So QY would match up with BX. BC would match up with QB. You can also tell by the way that it's written. YP would match up with XA. BP would match up with CA. You have to be a point-for-point comparison. So if I was to say that PB was to match up with CA, that would be incorrect. It has to be from the angle to the side. So PB would be with AC. Or if I wanted to know angle YPB is congruent to XAC. It is a point-for-point comparison, okay? Also with the side length, so please make sure that you understand that. That is the gist of section 4.1, which is in page 198. Now, if we go over to section 4.2, which is on page 205, there's a couple of different ways that we're going to prove triangles congruent. The first way that we're going to talk about is something called side, side, side. If 3 sides of one triangle are congruent to 3 sides of another triangle, then the 2 triangles are congruent by side, side, side. Now, it has to be the corresponding sides. Notice here, the way that I have this marked, this side is congruent to this side. Now, these 2 sides are not congruent, because this has a double hash mark, this is a single. But this side is congruent to this side, and then this side is congruent to this side. Now notice, if they were all the same, I would have a single hash mark. Okay? But these are stating that these are particular sides, and it's the corresponding side. Notice that the hash mark is the side that is facing up. Okay? This would be the base. Okay? So just make sure that it's a point-for-point comparison. Same thing here. Notice that this is an isosceles triangle, but you have these 2 congruent sides, and then you have this side here, which is also congruent. Okay? It has to be the corresponding sides. Okay? Finally, we have the side angle side. The abbreviation is SAS. If 2 sides and the included angle of another triangle are congruent to the 2 sides and the included angle of another triangle, then the 2 triangles are congruent because of side, angle, side. Now, an included angle has to be between 2 congruent sides. Notice you have 2 congruent sides here. They're 90 degrees. They're both the same. This would be congruent because of side, angle, side. Notice here, you have 2 sides that are congruent. The angle is between the 2 congruent sides. Okay, this is not side, angle, side. If I had a triangle that was something like this, okay, let's say that I had this side and this side, and this. This is not side, angle, side. Okay, this is not a way of proving triangles congruent. Okay, the only way to make these two triangles congruent because of side angle side is these angles here would have to be congruent. It has to be between the two congruent sides. Okay? If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me during the virtual office hours, which will be held from 8:30 to 9:15 on this Wednesday, the 23rd. If I do not see or hear from you, have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.